Boy, it's getting ugly at Harvard. The campaign teams for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton butting heads during a fiery forum. Wasn't supposed to be this way. It's usually cordial, but this one took a turn.
If providing a platform for white supremacists makes me a brilliant tactician, I am glad to have lost. And one of Hillary, give me a minute, David. I am more proud of Hillary Clinton's all right speech than any other moment on the campaign, because she had the courage to stand up. I would rather lose than win the way you guys did.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes. Yes.
That's very clear today. No, you wouldn't, respectfully. Rather, I'm sorry, how exactly did we win? No, go for it, Jen. How exactly did we win? I'd like to know, because I sacrificed the last 4 months of my life to do it. Excuse me. And we did it.
There's more of where that came from. Morgan Ortega's national co-chair for Maverick PAC. Bernard Whitman is a former Clinton pollster, and good day to both of you.
Morning.
You can keep it civil if you choose. You don't need to. But wow, I mean, the wounds are fresh and they are raw, and they played out yesterday.
This happens in campaigns. I mean, I supported Jeb in the primary, and it really hurts whenever your candidate loses, especially badly. So I have some sympathy, but for the Clinton campaign. But what was more troubling was not the emotions and how this played out, but was really they still don't fundamentally understand why and how they lost. And if they continue to just call all of Trump's supporters white supremacists, then they're going to continue to lose campaigns.
Well, there's a difference between why Clinton lost and why Trump won. I do believe Hillary Clinton lost fundamentally because we didn't have a strong message to white working class voters. However, I totally believe Donald Trump won because he ran one of the most xenophobic, nativist campaigns in modern American political history. And until the campaign recognizes that and embraces it, I don't expect them to do it explicitly, but they have to implicitly realize that they stoke every
and I know what
racist,
Conway would say,
sexist,
and I know what Morgan would say.
Fear of the other, and he's continuing to do that even today.
Take responsibility for the loss first and
But take
foremost.
responsibility for the win.
You know, just hearing him saying this just shows to me that they still don't get it, right? If you look at what happened in the Electoral College, Hillary Clinton lost states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. She had triple the amount of resources, triple the amount of funding. She had the best so-called experts in the campaign world, and they lost because it didn't matter about messaging, about resource and funding. It mattered about the message, and so they lost.
But they're saying that you're just
college.
they're saying you're just a racist and you ran a racist campaign.
If they keep saying that, they're going to continue to lose in the next 2 and 4 years, so keep doing it.
I think there's a difference between racism and xenophobia. They ran a classic xenophobic campaign, which means fear of the other, classic nativist, which means preferring indigenous people over immigrants. It's exactly what drove a lot of these people.
So everybody in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Florida, Ohio are nativists and xenophobes?
They have to take responsibility for stoking these fears. Why?
Not because millions of people in the crosshairs right now,
but because bitterly fought campaign, divided nation. I don't think Donald Trump actually has any interest in bringing the country together. Look at that rally, the victory lap. He let people chant "lock her up." He could have said, "You know what? No, let's move on."
He's putting together a diverse cabinet. I mean, there's just no truth to that.
We'll see in time, right? Just a little bit more from Harvard. Watch here.
Do you think I ran a campaign where white supremacists had a platform? You going to look me in the face and tell me that?
It did. Kellyanne
really?
did.
And that's how you lost?
It did.
Do you think you could have just had a decent message for the white working class voters? Do you think this woman who has nothing in common with anybody...
I'm not saying that's why you won, but that's the kind of campaign that was run.
We flipped over 200 counties that President Obama won and Donald Trump just won. You think that's because of what you just said, or because people aren't ready for a woman president? Really? How about it's Hillary Clinton? She doesn't connect with people. How about they have nothing in common with her? How about you had no economic message?
That's kind of what you said, Bernard, in your first answer. And this is what Barack Obama said in his exit interviews over the past couple of weeks. A failure to connect with people who feel they've lost the connection with their own country.
And you're hearing that statement come from the first woman to successfully run a presidential campaign in Kellyanne Conway. And I'm not surprised that she was pretty passionate there, because she spent her life and energy over the past 4 to 5 months working on this. Again, it's all about the message. And when you look at the Electoral College, yes, Hillary Clinton won more of the popular vote, but the Clinton campaign didn't send her to Wisconsin. They didn't go to any of these key states. And the Trump campaign, who supposedly didn't have any of these experts, outplayed the Clinton campaign. It's that simple.
But, I mean, I think the fact of the matter is Trump is our president, despite the fact he won millions less votes than Hillary Clinton did. Now he's got to bring the country together. incredibly divided, and to not recognize that a lot of people really oppose his effort to try to change what it means to be an American. If you listen to what he was talking about since the election, he really is trying to change the definition fundamentally of Americanness. And basically say to a significant group of white people, don't worry, I've got your back. And insofar as the people that don't fit that sort of stereotypic white Anglo-Saxon Protestant definition of Americanism, you know what? We have to be afraid.
You know, I just think about like a lot of the comments that Tim Ryan from Ohio was expressing. You know, he wanted to unseat Nancy Pelosi and be the next House Speaker for the Democrats. And he said, our problem is that we're putting everybody in these categories. You're white, you're brown, you're black, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, you're whatever you are, you're gay, you're straight. And we have to get away from that. That was what Tim Ryan was saying. That was his message.
I actually, but I agree with that.
And his address needed to be more along economic concerns so that you can understand what people were feeling internally and have felt for the past decade.
I do agree with that, but I don't actually think that Donald Trump used that. I think he much more dramatically used the fact of what it means to be an American culturally than economically. And that is really scary.
I would say that, you know, that I disagree with your guest because I agree with President Obama, who's been talking to President-elect Trump, who's been helping him through the transition and thinks that he does want to bring Americans together. And so I think
he said it. We'll see if it happens.
Democrats need to follow President
Lock
Obama's
her up
lead
is
here.
not a way to do that.
Well, he didn't say it last night. That was the crowd, and you know they love that. Okay. Bernard, thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Your game. Morgan, thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you, Morgan.